Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and today I have an update on the ongoing Lariska Dark Hunter Bionicle Fanon contest. So in case you aren't aware, we have been running Fanon contests for fan favorite LEGO Bionicle characters, where the winners compete to earn a series of prizes, as well as a review on this very channel. So far, we launched the quarterfinals round of the Lariska Fanon contest, and we got over 150 entries, which is absolutely insane. But eventually, you all narrowed it down through your votes to only 30 semifinalists. And now it's time to announce that semifinals voting is now open for the Lariska Fanon contest. I am so excited to see which semifinalists will move on to the finals because, again, only 6 will remain. So here's how voting will work. There are 3 different Google Slides linked in the description below. Essentially, there's a document that links to all of them. You just need to go into all 3 and vote for your top 3 favorites. However, only the top 2 will be moving on from every single category of each of the 3 semifinals rounds, making us conclude at the final 6 for the finalists of the Lariska Dark Hunter contest. It has been such a joy bringing this contest to all of you. I hope you've enjoyed competing, participating, and voting, and congratulations to everybody who entered, not just the semifinalists, but really thank you so much to everyone who entered, who competed, who promoted the contest, and special thanks to my review team who worked extra hard to get these polls up and running for you. And so, without further ado, let's take a look at these semifinalists. Okay, so here we are with the semifinals round of voting up. This is incredibly exciting because we have managed to narrow down nearly 200 entries down to just 30 that made it to the semifinals. Now, throughout all 10 rounds of quarterfinals, we had over 500 votes per round, which is a fantastic turnout and really shows just how many people are tracking this contest. And so, without further ado, let me explain how voting will work for the 3 rounds of semifinals. So linked in this video is the usual Google Doc, where you can find specific links for 1, 2, and 3 of all 3 rounds of semifinals. It is very important that you fill out all 3 of these links, thank you so much for doing that, to give every single entry an even chance of moving on to the finals. The way it works is you just simply click on each link, so say group 1 out of 3 brings you to the slide deck for 1 out of 3, and here we can see each of the entries in detail, and so on and so forth for the second one and the third one. So let me just give my brief thoughts on all of the 30 semifinalists here. Starting off, we have this number 1, Lariska. This is a really interesting one because it is a fully teal model, but using some unorthodox building techniques for the torso. Very cool. Also cool to see the Ben 10 limbs being used here in a pretty unique effect. This right here is a fantastic art entry by one of the most prominent artists in the Bionicle community, featuring Lariska kind of lurking inside the archives with Toalikon and Tuvaki flanking him as well. Moving on to number 3 here, we have another digital entry. This is using a lot of teal elements, which is fantastic, and again, a completely unique torso construction, which is super cool. Moving on to the 4th one, we have another version that really does highlight the robotic arm here. I like that it's fully metallic silver, and it's a great use of the Ninjago Prime Empire sticker for the head face there. This one right here is another one featuring a ton of teal, again highlighting that silver arm and some blue elements to the claws themselves. Over here we have a fully digital entry by Sonova, one of the most talented digital artists out there. This is a really cool one with a fantastic custom torso, custom legs, custom arms, just a lot of really unique work going on here to form one of the most interesting and unique looking entries here. Number 7, we have another one that is physically built using one of the Throwbot visors here, which is pretty interesting, the Throwbot / Robo-Rider ones, and even using some specialized Galador limb elements for the robotic arm, which I think is fantastic, and that's not the only Galador piece you'll see being used for one of the robotic arms on these entries. Number 8 here, we have another digital one featuring a nice blend between teal and black with a custom torso. Number 9 here, we have yet another one. It is actually physical for this one with a special mechanical detail and a really cool color for the highlight yellow being used. And finally, we have number 10 here featuring a dark blue armored character, which is quite interesting, deviating a little bit from what we're used to, but still having a fantastic color scheme of the black, dark blue, and silver. So those are the first 10 out of the first 1 out of 3 semifinals rounds. To vote, simply click on the voting link, which can be shown here, And that will bring us to this, where I've put in an image of all of the entries to make it easier for you to vote. And in addition to that, you can very easily see your favorite entry, second favorite, and third favorite. Although again, moving into the finals, only the top 2 out of each voting round will be brought forwards. I am, however, having everyone vote for 3 because of the ranked choice voting system, which I've explained countless times on other videos, and if you are curious on how that works, please feel free to check out one of those. Moving on to round 2 of the semifinals. This is just another group of 10. Here's our other Galador arm right here, using the Jen's robot arm for the mechanical arm of this one, which is really cool, and also using the Ninjago Prime Empire sticker for the headpiece, which seems to be surprisingly popular amongst the different entries. Moving onwards, we have another Lariska here that really highlights the mishmashed mechanical and wiring detail going all around the character itself, which is super cool to see. We have this one right here, which is quite a large character. This is quite larger than a lot of the other ones on this list, and also has a fully unique torso. This over here has a pretty cool arm being used for the pneumatic extender piece, which really has that kind of special effect being used for the longer arm extension. And this entry right here uses a lot of really intricate system building techniques blended with Bionicle elements to have a really stylistic and sleek display. Moving onwards to here, we have a mishmash between the black and teal color scheme, another fantastically built, unique custom torso. And over here we have some more unique torsos with a special bend to it as well. On to number 8, we have a more traditional style of build here with kind of a wider stance with the legs and shoulders, but again, a very unique and interesting silhouette. And for number 9, we have something a little bit similar with another type of custom torso and custom limbs being used for this character. Finally, the last entry of the second round of semifinals is very interesting to me because this is a combo model between the official Nadiki and Kreka sets, which makes it a lot more impressive because they were basically restricted to just those pieces, and whoever owns the 2 sets can actually make this on their own. Again, when you are ready to vote, go to the voting link for the second round of semifinals, bringing you to this Google form right here, where again you choose your favorite, second favorite, and third favorite, and go on from there. Lastly, let's look at the final, last and not least, round of semifinals, round 3 out of 3, starting off with number 1 here, another custom physically built entry with a lot of teal elements being very prominent in the construction. We have this one right here featuring orange for the robotic arm, which is absolutely one of the most unique complementary colors that could have been done. It really makes this entry stand out compared to the rest. Moving on to number 3, we have quite an interesting pose for this Huntress character right here. I like the especial use of the lift arm type Technic pieces being used for the mechanical arm detail here. For number 4, this one actually has an action feature, knife throwing and knife stabbing action, which is quite cool to see actual action features being used for these Fanon builds. For number 5, we have another one that has been edited into the Metro Nui background, which looks really cool. And 6 is an almost entirely teal entry, save for the robotic arm, which is pretty cool to see as well, given the distribution of different colors throughout all these entries. For number 7, we have a great use of the Miru being integrated into the chest piece itself. For number 8, we have a cool blend between system and Technic. 9 gives us another digital entry with a blend between black and teal. And finally, with number 10, we have a physical entry with even a bit of a fabric element along the back, which is pretty cool and really just kind of ties the entire build together. And finally, once you're done reviewing all 10 entries there, go to the voting link, which will bring you to the final poll, which you can see right here. All of the images of the entries above, where you vote for your favorite, second favorite, and third favorite. It's as simple as that. And with that, I will see you all at the polls. Alright, and with that, we have summed up the rounds of voting for the semifinalists voting for the Lariska Fanon contest. I hope this is pretty clear to you. Do let me know in the comments if you have any questions. An easier way to contact me would be through Discord as well, where most of the discourse surrounding the Fanon contests are happening. So do go check that out in the description below. And thanks so much for tuning into DuckBricks. Like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Bye for now.